Yo, listen up, Rue is stepping up the game, where fantasy Premier League runs in his veins. From transfers to captains, he's always on top, guiding you through every game week non-stop. They say Rue got that Salah flow. Welcome to the channel, enjoy the show. Wild cards, free hits with so much vibe. If you're hunting for success, then make sure you subscribe.
G'day mate, welcome back to the channel. I'm FPL Root and welcome back to another FPL video. So in today's video, we're going to go through my transfer tips ahead of game week 38. It's the last game week of the 2023-2024 Premier League season. So it's a massive week if you're chasing rank, if you're chasing your mini league rivals, if you're trying to consolidate, maybe you're happy with your rank or you're happy you're top of the league in your mini leagues. I've got an option for both. So I've picked basically 4 teams that I feel have the best fixtures and have the best options. For example, I do think Manchester City's fixture against West Ham is a very good fixture, but I think a lot of people are already tripled up on Man City, and to be honest, I don't think there's options you can go for that basically give any value to you. For example, Foden, Haaland, and maybe Gavardia are probably the best options, maybe De Bruyne. So for me, these are the 4 clubs where you can find a differential and you can find a player that maybe you don't own that can actually consolidate your rank. For example, Liverpool, Wolves at home, very good fixture, Klopp's last game. Arsenal have Everton at home, even if they are not in a title race by then, or they've won it, or they're not have won it, but or they've I guess lost it. I still think they're going to put out a strong lineup, and I think it's going to be a very good fixture for them. Chelsea, Bournemouth at home. Chelsea on fire at the minute as well. And then Spurs, Sheffield United away. Sheffield United have been relegated, been terrible all season, and they've been terrible at home as well. So these are the 4 teams I'm going to focus on. I'm going to give you an option that is a massive differential if you are chasing rank, chasing your mini league rivals. And I'm going to give you an option if you do want to consolidate someone that's a bit safer. Let's get into it. So we'll start off with the safe pick, and we're going to start off with Liverpool as well. So like I said, Jurgen Klopp's last game will be at home against Wolves. The crowd are going to be singing from minute 1 to minute 90, and it's going to be an amazing atmosphere, and I can see a lot of goals in this one. Wolves haven't been great recently. They've obviously had a few injuries as well, so I can see Liverpool scoring 4 or 5 goals in this one, and I think Mohamed Salah is a player a lot of people will be going for. That's why I kind of put him as the safe option. He's 13.4 million, 24.5% owned. I guess a lot of people jumped off him because of the double game weeks and because of his form and because he missed out on a few minutes over the last, I guess, 5 game weeks. But there's no way he's not playing Jurgen Klopp's last game. I can see a lot of goals in this one, like I said, and Salah's going to be up for it. It was a good performance as well in the last game in game week 36. So I haven't seen the Monday night game against Villa yet, but game week 36, goal and assist, 2 assists against Spurs for the whole season, 18 goals, 11 assists. So incredible considering he's only started 26 games. And for me, if you're already kind of top of your mini league, you're happy with your rank, I think Salah is the safe bet to go for Liverpool. But if you're chasing and you want something a little bit more exciting, I actually think Harvey Elliott can be a really nice shout. Maybe a bit knee-jerky, probably not though. I think he's been good all season. And to be honest, I think he will play on the right, on the kind of right of midfield. And I think he can get a few attacking returns from that. Against Spurs, in game week 36, he got a goal and assist. Throughout the season, he started 9 games. He's got 3 goals and 7 assists, but he has started the last 3 out of the last 4 games, and I think he's going to be a good player for Liverpool in the future. And I think for me, Klopp's going to want to play him in this last game. But yeah, it is obviously a massive risk and a massive differential. But if you are chasing, I think it could be a nice one to go for. 4.8 million, so very cheap. Maybe you want to get Salah, for example, and you need to save some money. Maybe you can take out another midfielder, bring in Harvey Elliott, double up on that Liverpool midfield, and really do go for it for that fixture. He's only for 0.4% owned, which is ridiculous. He's a massive differential, and I know a lot of people won't be looking at him, but for me, I think he's been looking very good recently. He's got attacking returns when he's played. So like I said, 3 goals, 7 assists in 9 games. And for me, yeah, he's a player that is being slept on and can really, really, really be a massive differential if you are, I guess, trying to make up ground on your mini league rival, trying to gain some rank, and you're not really happy with your rank. I think you can go for Harvey Elliott. I do think obviously Salah is the better pick, but there's nearly 10 million, 9 million price difference between them. The ownership is about 24%. Yeah, literally 24%. So you can't really compare. But if you want to go for someone different, go for Harvey Elliott. Let me know if you're going to do it in the comment section below, and we'll get on to the next team. So the next team on the list is Arsenal, and obviously a lot of people might be thinking that they'll need to be in the title race for them to, I guess, perform in game week 38. If the title race is over, maybe they, I guess, won't deliver. Maybe rest a few players, but I can't see that. They were out the title race last season, and they played their full strength team, and they won 5-6-0. I think it was. I think it was against Wolves or against Everton, actually. I can't actually remember. They've got Everton this time round, who have actually been pretty good defensively, but I think Arsenal will have too much for them, and I think it will be a high goal scoring game. Saka, for me, is the safe option. He's only 8.9 million now, 54.3% owned, and he was a doubt, I guess, going into game week 37, but yeah, there's no way he's going to miss that last game of the season, no matter whether Arsenal in the title race or not. This season, 16 goals, 12 assists in 34 starts. A pretty good season in terms of output for Bukayo Saka. And for me, he is the safe option. A lot of people have owned him, will own him, are going to buy him again for game week 38. So he is the safe option if you are on top of your mini leagues or you're happy with your rank. Someone a little bit different, which I guess might not seem differential, but he actually is in the scope of the game. 8.5% owned and only 7.5 million. It is Kai Havertz. He is on fire at the minute. He's playing number 9 for Arsenal as well. And for me, he is, I feel, as good an option as Saka. Obviously, Saka has pens though, so that does, maybe you could favour Saka. But for me, Havertz is a much bigger goal threat, and he's shown that, to be honest, throughout the season. So 12 goals, 9 assists in only 28 starts. And recently, he's been on very good form. 2 goals against Chelsea, goal and assist against Spurs, assist against Bournemouth recently, a goal and assist against Brighton in 32. So yeah, he's been on very good form. I think he'll play number 9, and who knows, maybe Saka gets taken off the pitch if the league is kind of done, or maybe kind of saving him for the Euros. I doubt it, but for me, Havertz is probably as good an option as Saka, but Saka, you've obviously got Pen. So for me, if you were just picking the better option, again, I probably would say Saka. But for me, I think Havertz can be a very nice differential. And it's almost a differential that isn't as big a risk as the Liverpool one. So Javier Elliott and Salah is a massive, massive difference. Like Saka's a well-known FPL option, scores goals, pens, gonna play, whereas Javier Elliott doesn't have any of that. But with this one, I think it is much closer between the two. And I think even if you're maybe not trying to consolidate your rank, or you're not top of your mini league, or you are top of your mini league, then I think Havertz could be the better option. Let's get on to the next team. So next up, we've got Chelsea with Bournemouth at home on the last game of the season. Bournemouth are a very good team, but I think Chelsea are on fire at the minute. They've won their last 3 Premier League games. Their players are firing. They're scoring goals. They've scored 10 goals in their last 3 as well. So doing very well in terms of goal scoring form. And that's why I've gone for 2 Chelsea forwards. One of them, I guess you could class as a differential as well. So we'll talk about him first. Nicholas Jackson, 7 million, 15.2% owned. And he's actually been in very good form recently. Over the season, he's got 14 goals, 6 assists. But recently, he's got a goal against Forest in game week 37, the first game. 2 goals and assist against West Ham, and a goal against Spurs. So he scored 4 goals and got 1 assist in the last 3 game weeks. And for me, his ownership is nowhere near, I guess, his price point and Chelsea's fixtures and double game weeks, etc. So I do think he's a really, really good option. And I still think he's a good option for game week 38. I know a lot of people probably would have bought him in for game week 37. But if you're one of those that didn't, and maybe you're looking for a player that is a bit of a differential, but at the same time, a lot of people that are active in the game are going to be owning because of the double game week, then I think Jackson is the safe option from Chelsea. Whereas the risk, probably one of the biggest risks of, I guess, this video, it is Christopher Nkunku. So a lot of people had a lot of hype of him at the start of the season, and it's just kind of funny how it's gone round from game week 1 until game week 38. I remember my first draft, absolute first draft, had Nkunku in, and then he got injured in pre-season, and obviously no one started with him for the season. But like I said, 7.2 million, 0.9% owned. I actually think he's going to start in game week 38. He's come off the bench for 14 minutes in 36, and then the first game of 37, he come off the bench for 32 minutes. Potentially, he could start in game week 37, the second fixture, but I think Poch will bring him off the bench again and then probably start him in game week 38. And for me, it is a massive, massive risk, but a player of that quality against Bournemouth at home, Chelsea are also fighting for Europa League. So basically, they're level on points with Newcastle. So they obviously need Newcastle to drop points because Newcastle are above them on goal difference. But they've still got a massive chance for getting Europa League. And for me, yeah, they're going to be wanting to go out with a bang on what's been I guess, a bad season, but could end up being an okay season. And Nkunku, again, I don't have any stats on him because obviously he hasn't played all season. But when he has played, 2 starts, 2 goals. So for me, you can't really complain with that or be mad at that. He has delivered when he started, and for me, he is a class player, and I think he will do well for Chelsea. And to be honest, I can definitely see him starting in game week 38. Weighing up the two options, you could argue that it's a bigger risk going for Nkunku over Jackson because of the fact that his ownership could be low, Jackson, but it's a lot of people that are, I guess, active in the game because of the double game weeks recently. So you could argue that this is one of the biggest risks, but for me, I think if they're both on the pitch at the same time, I think Nkunku is probably a better option. And if you do think he's going to play in 38 like I do, I think go for Nkunku, to be honest. I think it could be a good one for him. Let's get on to the next team. So next we'll talk about Spurs. So I guess a lot of people have been bringing in Spurs assets because of their double game weeks in game week 35 and game week 37. So a lot of people will have or are still owning Son. So I think if you don't own Son, he is definitely the safe option to go for from Spurs. He's 10 million and he's 34.5% owned. So I know that's not really as high as some of the other assets that I've spoken about, but for me, I think a lot of people are going to be owning Son that are active and actively still playing the game. But obviously we know why. He has had a good season, I'd say. So 17 goals, 9 assists, 32 starts. The one thing I would note is Richarlison does look like he's out for the season. And obviously that means that Son will be down the middle, I guess, to be honest, for the last game. Whereas, I don't know, a lot of people think he's better on the left. Maybe you could argue that. So if you do think that, then Richarlison being out means Son will be playing down the middle. However, I think there's a strong chance in game week 38 that Son actually goes on the left and Brennan Johnson goes down the middle. Brennan Johnson has played down the middle before for Forest and has for Spurs as well. And I think Ange might want to, I guess, mix it up a bit, to be totally honest with you. And I think Brennan Johnson will end up playing down the middle. But like I said, for this season, 17 goals, 9 assists. It's a very good fixture for Spurs. Sheffield United have conceded over 100 goals this season. They're down, they're relegated, they're terrible. I can't see them putting up any sort of fight, to be honest, even though it is their last home game of the season before they go back down to the Championship. But yeah, I think Son is a very good option and a potential captaincy option, to be totally honest with you. But like I said, a lot of people are going to be owning him. If you're chasing rank, if you're chasing him in the league rivals, then I wouldn't be going for someone like Son Heung-min. I'll be going for Brennan Johnson. So like I said, Richarlison is out. So I think Johnson's minutes does go up a lot. Even before Richarlison was out, he was starting near enough every game quite recently. The only game he's missed was, the only game he missed was basically game week 20, game week 30, and then other than that, it was game week 27 before that. So in a space of what, 8, 9 game weeks, he's only missed one game, not started one game. But like I said, 5.8 million. His ownership is 1.7%, so still a massive, massive differential. And like I said, with Richarlison out, I think he is guaranteed to start. And the way he's playing at the minute, to be honest, his first game of game week 37 was against Burnley at home, and he only ended up with an assist. And yeah, his expected goals was 1.02. I don't know how he didn't score a goal. I don't know if you can feel that I'm annoyed because I do own Johnson, but yeah, I don't know how he didn't get a goal. And to be honest, I think he's due a few goals. This season, he hasn't really delivered in terms of, I guess, consistent goal scoring. His assists have been there, but in terms of goal scoring, he's only got 5 goals this season in 24 starts with 11 assists. But that should have been, at least 20, at least 7 goals after yesterday's performance, to be totally honest with you. But now, like I said, with Werner out, Richarlison out, there's no way Johnson doesn't start this last game. And I think it could be a massive, massive game for Spurs, because I think all season their getting to attacking positions has been very good, but putting the ball in the back of the net hasn't been as clinical as I guess they're used to, with Harry Kane up there. But Sheffield United, they're going to give you so many chances that I think Spurs are going to do. I guess if Spurs don't score 4 goals, I think they'll be disappointed in that game. And I think Johnson can get a couple goals and an assist, etc. So for me, Son is the better option, because of pens, because I guess he is the main man at Spurs. But if you're chasing, I don't hate Brennan Johnson at all, to be totally honest with you. And I think he's probably my best differential on this list. If you like this video, leave a comment section below. Leave a like on the video. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Do you agree with my differentials? Have you got any differentials of yourself? And please do subscribe to the channel. So obviously this is one of the last videos before the end of the season. I will have maybe definitely have one more coming out. So if you've liked the video, if you liked all the videos over the season, please make sure you do subscribe, and good luck for the game week.